Hey folks, Sifu here. We're back with another video. Let's just go ahead and get to it.
You care about your growth, but history was never your best subject. Don't worry, you've forgotten. 6 80s exercises will get you jacked. We will help you remember. Come with us.
I love Dr.
to
Mike.
The 80s.
Dr. Mike's awesome.
You might remember parts of the 80s. The awesome hairstyles and makeups.
I remember the 80s. I was a teenager in the 80s. I remember those years.
Wall Street business suit types, and even the, well, let's just get to it. The snow, the nose candy, the fun powder, the I feel more like me than I've ever felt. Drug, cocaine, you were thinking it. Scott the video guy was definitely thinking it. Max the editor boy is like, well, gee whiz, mister, I didn't know people needed any more help to have fun other than love and understanding.
I love his videos. I love the way he gets all goofy, right? I love his goofiness, but he's so smart. And I think he's just great. I've recently ventured into the gym world. I'm never really been big into a gym, but only recently. And it's been great by watching a lot of stuff that he does. He's really good. He's very scientific, and I love the scientific approach.
Don't worry, he'll be reprimanded for his positive attitude, and you will be reprimanded for your historical ignorance. Let's get into these 6 exercises, and the first one's kind of crazy.
Oh, I remember that.
Behind the neck lat pull downs are when you take the lat pull down and you put it, I'll tell you where you can put it, behind your neck. What are you trying to do with this exercise? Guys, it's just variation. If you're pulling to the front, it's amazing, it's totally cool. If you pull to behind the neck, sometimes you can get a little bit even more kind of serratus activation, get them riblet muscles going when you're.
Well, that's cool. I mean, I guess, okay. I guess I can see that. All right.
Really lean, those are really cool to look at. It does hit your lats really well. There's only one caveat. 2 caveats, rather. Caveat number 1, make sure that this exercise feels okay on your joints. If it gets really weird on your shoulder joints, stop.
Yes, that's important. So, Dr. Mike hits it perfectly. And actually, every video he's always talked about these is if it hurts, you got to stop. Don't do it, right? It's not like, I mean, when you're in your 20s, you're probably like, oh yeah, I'm just going to power through it. It's not a big deal. No, that's, I mean, in your 20s, that's probably fine, but you're still doing damage to your body. You know, don't do it if it hurts. Don't push through the pain. Just do it, but don't do it till it hurts.
A lot of people don't do this because it is weird on the shoulder joints, but some people can pull it off, and then it's a great exercise. And that's the second caveat. Even if it feels okay in your shoulder joints, make sure you're chasing a bit of a pump, a mind-muscle connection, a bit of tension. If it's just an exercise you do for lulz, you never really feel that good of a connection with it, you can just stop doing it. But for those who like it, it's absolutely another option. And as far as bar placement, you can put it just beneath your hairline. You can put it all the way down on the very bottom of your neck. Some people even like to touch kind of in their rear delt area if they're really flexible.
Yeah, see, I can't do that because my shoulder, I've got a inflamed rotator cuff or something. I don't know what the hell it is. I just know it hurts when I do too much and have to take some ibuprofen. But I get okay.
Hold there for just a split second, engage your lats and all your pulling muscles, and slowly ride the eccentric back up to the top. I would say for rep ranges, nothing under 10 reps is a good idea here. 10, 15, even 20 rep sets are A-okay.
Okay. I do these.
There was apparently a powerlifter in the 1980s named Mike McDonald, and he was legendary in his pressing strength. More or less raw, he benched over 600 pounds, weighing around 211 pounds,
wow,
if memory serves, which is kind of insane.
That is very insane.
What he could do was do this exercise. I'm going to show you the straight arm dumbbell fly. with the 100-pound dumbbells for sets of 10. What in God's name does that mean? It means you have big ass pecs. They were really strong. This exercise also hits your biceps a ton because they're at their fully stretched position across two joints. It's actually a good bicep move. Very much you want to ease into this exercise. Don't do anything crazy. Make sure your shoulders feel okay, your elbows feel okay. Don't get insane with the weight. Start with sets of 10, sets of 15, slowly work up, and try to go for maximum depth, holding for 1 or 2 seconds at the bottom to get that awesome stretch.
So when I was doing my workout last week, I was doing my upper body workout. The fly machine was being used, so I couldn't do the flies. Like you're trying to do these, right? And I couldn't do those because there was like 3 or 4 guys that were doing a rotation through the one machine. There's 2 machines there, but only one is working. The other one hasn't worked in at least a month and a half. So I showed my son how to do these, and we were doing these on the bench. And I like these better than I like doing the fly machine.
That stretches everything. This exercise won't let you feel your pecs as much as if you bent your arms because it takes tension and puts it on the biceps instead. But bicep plus pec, yeah, it's a perfect physique. Count me in.
Yes, agree.
All right, folks, the next exercise that we broke out of a time capsule from the 1980s. It ran around the lab, it was confused, it was screaming a lot. We sedated it, we woke up, it still ran around screaming, we had to put it down. But
Good job, Dr. Mike.
so you guys can have it too. This is an exercise you might have seen at regular gyms, bros use it nowadays, but it's not super common. It is the Super ROM lateral, but with momentum on the concentric. The thing about lateral raises, if you do them strict, is that as soon as you can't get any more concentric reps, the set is over.
Yep.
But your eccentric strength is much higher than your concentric. So if you were able to get these dumbbells up to the beginning of the eccentric, you could ride them out nice and slow, contracting those side delts, really getting some nasty
I'm going to try that today.
So with these momentum
Upper body
laterals,
day.
what you're gonna do is you're gonna bend at the hips all the way down like this, rocket the dumbbells into
throw
midair,
them up.
But then the really important thing is as soon as they're up, control the descent.
Yeah, throw them up. Okay.
Control. You're trying to use a lot of momentum on the way up,
And you don't need a lot of weight.
but 0 momentum and full control on the way down. These are really tough. What you can do as a cool modern 80s combo is get the Dodge Viper. No, it's the 90s. Anyway, you get as many full range of motion, controlled concentric and eccentric reps as you can. As soon as you can't do it anymore, breathe it out and then start cheating that ass off.
Oh,
and then
okay.
Control.
And you're still
Big
getting the
move.
work. So you're still getting the workout from the what did he call it? The on the lower down. I forget what it was called, but you can still get some work out of it. That's cool.
And then control. And in just a few seconds of time, you're gonna have bigger delts.
I like it. I want to do that one today.
The behind the neck press used to be a goated exercise from back in the 80s. The best powerlifter of all time, Mr. Ed Coan, has actually behind the neck pressed 405 pounds before for a rep, which makes sense because he benched like 550 with no shirt. Crazy, crazy, crazy stuff.
Wow.
Will you get enormous strength and delt size with a behind the neck press? You can, as long as you keep your shoulder safe. If you can do the full range of motion with limited weight and you have no pain, you're good to increase the weight slowly, and it's a great exercise like every other. If your shoulders feel poppy or funky or clicky back there, I wouldn't bother with this exercise. Tons of other great fish in the sea.
Yeah, I can't
And
do
I'm
this
using
one.
that as a dating analogy. So if you're tired of making out with fish that don't appreciate you and even having sex with dirty, disgusting fish, there are more fish in the sea for you to do other sex acts with. Who the hell came up with that analogy? Let your elbows
great
and
question.
shoulders track naturally so that the movement feels as good as possible. And definitely make sure to dip your head low at the bottom. Nothing crazy or jerky, under control, but nice and low. And touch the very bottom part of your neck if you can. Hold for 1 second,
shoulder.
slowly ease the barbell off, and then accelerate. If you want to get into some deep shit, bounce that out of the hole.
I think if I could figure out what's going on with my shoulder and maybe repair it, I might be able to do that. I think once upon a time I could do that. Maybe 30 years ago I could do that, but I'm not the age I was 30 years ago.
I have 3 things to tell you about for this next exercise. First, sometimes the way you want to make love to one another, it needs more machinery, which is why you get S&M gear like this. I'll show you how it works in a second. Don't tell my mistress I'm around here because I ran away. Ooh, I'm so naughty today, you guys. The other thing is, yes, this really is how much hair I have growing on my body. I don't like it. I didn't sign off for it. Thanks Ashkenazi genetics and a lifetime of taking steroids. Steroids aside, this is an exercise they did in the 80s when they also had steroids. The one and only arm blaster. The big advantage with the arm blaster comes in 2 forms. The first form of the advantage is that it really lets you push your elbows forward and doesn't let you pull your elbows back. That means every single time this turns into a gnarly, very much bicep isolator exercise, which is super valuable. But the real value of the arm blaster is that it pushes your triceps forward and out, which makes your arms look enormous.
Pushes them out.
You can look at passerby ladies and go, excuse me, have you noticed how huge my arms are? Help me, touch me, look at my hairy arms. I bet they don't smell. I bet they don't smell like a combination of like a Turkish bathhouse and like when the golden retriever gets into the lake. But
Dr. Mike, never stop your Arnold impersonations. They're awesome. Thank you, sir.
It falls asleep and the nasty mud, water from the lake gets in the hair. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Scott said it was too short, so I'd have to use technique to compensate. Luckily, I'm used to that sort of thing. Let me tell you about the technique here. You want to maintain a nice, rigid back. You do not want to do any swinging with this device. You want to stand straight up and only use your arms. It might help too if you lean back against a wall, because that wall leaning, even if your feet are a little bit out in front, can help make you super, super upright.
Oh, okay.
It only allows you to use your arms. The thing is, you can forget the ego in this exercise. As much weight as you can lift, it won't be much. The whole ego with this exercise is wrapped up in doing it in front of a mirror so you can see how fucking giant your arms are. Hey, you guys ready for this? Like, hold up. X-frame. Yeah, fucking my heart, you can't just access it. You need the right magic spells. Max, don't you play like Magic the Gathering or some shit like that? Don't you?
No,
like,
I don't.
Hentai, he's into hentai. Max, the editor boy, is into
I'm pretty sure those are 2 different things, dude. I mean, not that I would know, but they are 2 different things.
hentai. It's a problem. Every time, hentai. What about hentai, guys? Can we shoot a hentai themed video? No, dude, we're in the real world. Fuck. Our last exercise from the 1980s before we, closed the wormhole to the 80s before dropping a nuke down in there. I'm kidding, the 80s, you were great. Is the wide grip guillotine bench. Like many exercises from the 80s, not for the faint of heart. If you have shoulders constructed out of female genitalia, it is probably not a good idea that you do this exercise. However, if you have strong, sturdy shoulders, the kind that you would find in a men's basketball locker room when everyone's name. If you have strong, sturdy shoulders, this is an exercise that
just made it weird.
It is wide grip. It annihilates your pecs in 2 ways. One is the wide grip, angles most of the forces into your pecs, very little into your triceps. And 2, the guillotine component means you're touching just on your clavicle, which stretches your pecs at a very wide angle and very deep at the same time. It is critical in this exercise that you go under control at all times.
That's a good one.
Take a full pause right at the bottom and ease up out of the movement instead of exploding up out of the movement. If you do this exercise wrong, Snap City is where you're going to be residing for the next several months. If you do this exercise properly, then one of those super hot 80s, just lightly drawled up bitches is going to come visit you in the middle of the night.
With the
You're
hair
gonna make out,
standing up.
You're going to be kissing all up on her. And you're going to be
Standing
like,
up the
she's
hair.
got an Adam's apple, but I'm totally
Like
cool with it.
12 inches above their heads.
Scott loved that one. He's really fucking sick.
Hey ladies, I was just kind of playing, you know, competitive basketball on a court with a hoop with other men, of which I am a high rank and respected, and I kind of just noticed I have fucking shoulder hair, you know? What's your number or whatever? Do you have like a DM I can handle?
Anyway, outside of me hitting on a camera, this has been great. The 80s were dope, the
This
vibes
is
were
a good one.
amazing, and we can have an 80s renaissance as long as you pay attention to the tension in your muscles and the burn in your muscles and make sure that your joints are doing a-okay. And if they are, these exercises are awesome to try. You might even find yourself upside down, waking up in a police station after a crazy night of that white and that good.
I don't know about all
Which,
that.
Actually, hold on a sec. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I had a ton of fun. That was really fucking awesome. I'm just feeling everyone today, and everyone's my friend. And I just want you guys to tune in and click on this video after the link in the description. And I gotta go.
Dr. Mike. Oh, I love you, dude. Your stuff is so awesome. Thank you for that one. That's a great one. Definitely go check out Dr. Mike. He's got a lot of good stuff, and these videos are very educational. If you're really interested in learning more about protein health, health in general, if you're really interested in learning about health, interested in learning about working out, these guys are bodybuilders that are mostly on RP, but they use science behind it. And you don't have to, if you're not trying to be a bodybuilder, this will work. If you are trying to be a bodybuilder, this will work. So I've started using some of his recommendations, and I'm noticing a difference in the gym. Granted, it's only a short time that I've been in the gym, but I am noticing a difference. So that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.